Get involved now. Listen to your customers. I keep saying that, and other people are saying it all the time. Listen to your customers. That's basically all I can say. I mean, you're going to scale profits if you can adjust the technology to fit, to satisfy your customer. The customer will come back and be happy. That's key. That's key.
Hello, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Engatica interview series. I'm your host, Kimberly, and we're really excited to have you join us today. We have today with us the founder of First Continental Consulting and a tech influencer, Eveline Ruehlin, on the show. Welcome to the show, Eveline. We're so glad to have you join us today.
A pleasure to join you, Kimberly. Thank you.
Before we dive into our crazy conversation with Eveline, let me tell you what Engatica is all about. The Engatica series is a powerhouse of insights from industry experts and influencers from around the world, a platform that provides the latest news on AI, automation, and technologies that will help you grow your business. Come be a part of our community where we learn, share, and grow. Diving into our first question, Eveline, being the hot topic on LinkedIn and Twitter, fashion tech. Fashion tech is the leading edge in the metaverse and Web3. What would you like to say about this?
Yes, actually, I will go into the gaming part of fashion as well. That's where fashion is moving to. So, but yeah, fashion has been the leading edge in the metaverse, and everybody is following. And I think gaming is very big in fashion right now because of fashion, because of the skins. They're using skins for their avatars, to dress their avatars in the games that are going on. And there are fashion houses that they're actually making games for gamers. And it's mainly Gen Z at this point. And it's a huge business. And there's 550 million gamers in the world, and apparently only about 24 million are gaming, using games in fashion tech, in the fashion industry right now. But fashion has tremendous potential, especially with digital fashion. There is a seamless production in place with the 3D digital models that are easily established. On the fashion house that's leading in that field is Tommy Hilfiger, and that's where I see fashion tech really moving, and everybody is going to adopt that type of system because it's a seamless production all the way through the supply chain. They can take they have various designers from all over the world, some of the best 3D designers, and they design their models, their fashion clothes right in their studio, and they can send the 3D model right across the world, wherever it's being manufactured. And it's just fabulous. And it's like you can see every stitch on it. The 3D models is the way to go for designing beautiful digital clothes. And that's where fashion is really headed right now, as I see it. And what was beautiful, it was interesting to see during Fashion Month, the month of September, all the different fashion weeks in New York, in London, in Milan, and Paris, the last one. There was like part of it was in the metaverse, and part of it was a real fashion catwalk show. So people still love that. People were very excited at the in real life shows, IRL, and but they could purchase they could have digital clothing, and not all the samples as they used to be had to be prepared physically. And so it's cutting down on waste, having the clothes on digital screens, and people can order them and they could get them the next week, but they can have their, as proof of purchase, they have their NFTs. And but that was really common during the whole fashion months in all the different fashion weeks. That's a big development, and will probably stay. So there is the physical and digital. I'm getting a little tired of that word, but it's being used all the time, the convergence of the digital world and the physical world. And yeah, so basically, fashion, yes, is leading. And what the fashion houses are doing now, like Gucci, they have their own gaming platforms, their own metaverse. They're designing their own metaverse, actually, their own world. And gamers are really, they're very excited. The Gen Zs are in it. They like to exchange. They talk to each other about the way their avatars look, and they like to order the clothes, and so it's really generating excitement. And I mean, you can really scale sales that way. And it's a big community based, the gaming community, and I have a good feeling about it. It's very successful in the embryonic stages right now. So I can lead into the sustainability aspect of it, because digital is really cutting down on waste. However, the metaverse itself, we're building it, will take tremendous amount of energy, resources, and how are we going to sustainably source this fabulous virtual world, the many virtual worlds that are coming together. Whether it's debatable whether it's going to be one metaverse or whether it's going to be several metaverses. It would be more, the best thing would be to have one metaverse and virtual spaces under one metaverse, and probably need some proper guidelines, and with privacy laws, cybersecurity, that needs to be really put in place. Proper governance is needed, and desperately needed, because violations are happening. And but from a Web3 standpoint, there are a lot of Web3 companies, like Disney is going Web3, have Starbucks going Web3, getting away a little bit from the metaverse because people have, the hype has slowed down right now. Moving into the Web3, you have, and that's a decentralized, it's a much safer environment from my standpoint, and the metaverse at this point. The metaverse is so nascent, and yeah, the data privacy is a big issue. Sustainability, again, I need to, how are garments produced? That's how are textiles produced, the recycling part of it, the taking into account actually recycling waste and making new textile from recycled old wasted textile. There are companies that are doing that now. So that's another great aspect in the fashion industry. I'm happy to see that it is happening. And then you have a lot of new apps companies that have apps for fixing up, stitching, fixing up old clothing, and just buying quality and keeping it longer. Buying better quality for I see that a lot too, especially in the luxury market. And then you see a lot of Gen Z. They buy maybe vintage.
Yes.
Like the bag thing is a big thing, Birkins and everything. And they trade them. And there is a big market among Gen Zers. And they make, even with the clothes of their avatars, they're selling them for more money than they bought them. And there is a whole cottage industry in that regard. And it's fascinating to watch. But it's definitely headed towards gaming, Kimberly. I see it going that way. Gaming is now gaming in fashion is leading. So it's not really in the metaverse anymore. Right now, it's Web3 companies that are really doing well. Yes.
You spoke about how excited the Gen Z community is towards fashion tech and being in the gaming area. Could you really touch upon the e-commerce involvement as well?
Gen Z and in e-commerce, well, I would say, would you mind repeating, how do you mean the Gen Z in e-commerce?
Correct. So it is the third question that I sent to you, which is the Gen Z e-commerce involvement in fashion, gaming, and banking. So you've touched upon the other two topics, yeah.
All right. Okay, yeah. Basically, yes, they can buy their avatars. They're buying skins for their they're buying skins for their avatars, and they also can buy the NFTs of the clothing and exchange the NFTs, and but they are buying a lot online now. I would still call that e-commerce. And it's happening online electronically, and it's happening with excuse my language, 1 second, with cryptocurrency. It's basically the NFTs are connected with crypto. They're backed with cryptocurrency, and everything is running on the blockchain and Web3, and it's very decentralized, and it's much safer than to have a business on the blockchain and build it up from ground up like that. And what I'm seeing is Gen Z, and that's different again. Gen Z and e-commerce, they have their apps. I see a lot of the virtual, the AR wardrobes. They can try on the digital clothes. They have their app, and they can see it on their apps. They try it on. There are several of these apps right now, and the digital clothing, they can make it perfectly fit. And they can actually, I think in some cases you can design as well, help design and make it fit better, or it's amazing what's available right now. So you have these apps and you order it happens so quickly. They can order it through, I think H&M has them. I know Ralph Lauren has them. I think even Walmart has them. It's amazing the stuff you can order. Well, that's not for clothing, but it's for e-commerce. They can order everything on their apps, and it comes within a week or the next day. in some cases. And especially during the pandemic, I think most people, I mean, everybody is getting into this e-commerce business on ordering things online. Not only Gen Z, but they were ahead of it. They always did it in a way. I mean, always, let me say, as far as 5 years ago, I remember them ordering things. And it's really with Uber Eats, it really took off big time, and a lot of other services that are available. But yeah, you can order anything, services over the apps are leading e-commerce as far as I'm concerned. You have an app for everything. There is an app for everything. And there is there's tons of security apps too, aside from that, which is necessary.
Yes, definitely. Could you really touch upon Accenture as the leader in business for the metaverse?
From what I've been reading about businesses in the metaverse, Accenture is leading, and I have some news there. Actually, there is a collaboration with Meta, and they're going to do with Meta and Microsoft, and it's a fascinating thing. And maybe that's where I was making a suggestion to you a few weeks ago. That happened in the last few weeks. I should send you the article about that. It's fascinating, and I posted on LinkedIn about it. It's my friend Tracy Blake works at Accenture, and I met her at a business getaway, and we a conference up in a mountain somewhere in Pennsylvania, and it was unbelievable. I started talking to her about the metaverse and how fascinating this technology is, and how everything is taken off, and how I'm into fashion tech, and how fashion is just going crazy. It's so hyped. Everything is moving very, very fast. And she told me, our staff meetings are in the metaverse, and it's a lot of fun. And it's so immersive. And she said we have been doing that for the last 2 years. And that's amazing. And then recently, it's all on LinkedIn. If you check my my wall, recently, I asked her, what about business meetings in the metaverse? She says, yes, we're meeting with our clients in the metaverse. And it's just fascinating. The CEO of Accenture, she is unbelievable, Miss Sweet. She is unbelievable what she's doing. She is, as far as I'm concerned, she is leading the business metaverse. It's fascinating. And I definitely will send you that link, because that will be helpful. That Engatica has that, and you can look at it. So there is a huge potential. I am told, it's not just Tracy, there are other people who I've talked to, but I'm just using Tracy as the example of how enthusiastic she is, and how happy as an employee she is. They have a metaverse. It's the N floor, it's called, just for the employees. And for onboarding, it's very educational and immersive. And immersion is fantastic for education. That's where I think the metaverse is really going to do extremely well. It's going to do well for education. It's absolutely, it can be fun at the same time, educational, and that's a beautiful thing. And that's in healthcare, AR modeling, and whatever. They're already doing all this in healthcare. It's fascinating. My doctor is using virtual reality for my spine. That's another matter, but healthcare is just fascinating. It's moving. There are a lot of businesses, lots of business opportunities in the metaverse, and I'm really encouraging anybody to get involved, make the big investments, because it is going to take off.
Correct. You spoke about how business is actually moving into the metaverse. What kind of impact is it having on the future of work?
Future of work, yes, of course. I think meetings, you can have effective meetings, like the calls in the metaverse. Get the goggles. I mean, that's what these businesses are doing. They're getting the goggles, and they're going to be just glasses. And eventually, some people are developing contact lenses, but that's way down the road. But yes, I see tremendous potential. If you can have that's almost like a face-to-face meeting. And that's what I'm hearing from people who are already doing meetings in the metaverse. So I only see an upside from that standpoint. But there are still a few things I'm being told. You want to meet, like legal. I can't see a law firm doing all their business in the metaverse. Too, but there is always, to close the deal, you gotta meet face to face. That's what by people who are using the metaverse. And so yeah, definitely I see huge potential. And I would highly recommend, from an investment standpoint, for businesses to make an investment now and get good advice. I would say go to a company like Accenture, go to a company like Microsoft. They have a great software. Go to a company, Meta. I'm giving it a chance there. He has great vision. I mean, Mark has great vision and brilliant. It's just, and it's moving fast, and a lot of people are doing a great job. So no, I can only see future of work is fantastic for onboarding. I mean, a company can have its own little metaverse for the onboarding process and also for the upskilling process, because you have to constantly, as we are in disruptive times, we have to constantly adjust and upskill and reskill and constantly learn. It's you got to be flexible and agile. Yeah,
definitely. That brings us to the end of our conversation. Are there any other sound bites you'd like to leave our audience with, Eveline?
Get involved now. Listen to your customers. I keep saying that, and other people are saying it all the time. Listen to your customers, because you got to create value for your customer, and that's basically all I can say. I mean, you're going to scale profits if you can adjust the technology to fit, to satisfy your customer. The customer will come back and be happy. That's key. But you also have to have the great onboarding process in your business and ensure that you are doing the proper skilling, and skills are crucial. And soft skills are important too. So that's basically, team leadership is very important, and and a positive attitude, and be prepared to adjust all the time. We are in disruptive times. That's it. Thank you so much, Kimberly.
Thank you so much, Eveline. Thank you for sharing your valuable insights. I'm sure your enthusiasm has definitely brought in a lot of concepts that we've learned today. For more such content, subscribe to Engati and tap the bell icon so that you get access to exclusive content coming from thought leaders from around the globe. Thank you so much, Eveline, once again. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you around in the new episode.
Thanks. Bye-bye. Thank you so much.